Into an argument with one of our friends the other day. I feel like we've talked about this in the podcast before, but actually maybe we haven't because now I'm embarrassed to say. But I sit while I pee. Is that weird?
We have talked about it.
Very
I don't
weird.
think it's that weird. As an older guy,
cool. Yeah, well,
I'm pretty tired most of the time.
I sit
so
while
I
I
do the same.
pee, and I don't think there's any problem with it at all. I never sit when I pee when I'm at somebody else's house. But when I'm at my own house, like I want to be sitting.
I'm sure it's like fine for you to sit when you pee. Like, who cares? You do whatever you want in the bathroom. But it like when I think about it, because when I think of a guy peeing, I think of them standing up, you know. But when you sit down, it's like weirdly reversed. So it's like I think of when a girl pees. If I was peeing standing up, that would be kind of weird.
Yeah, Natalie, it's completely different.
Cleanliness.
I just don't think that's that
sitting
different.
down is much better.
Yeah, like
For the floor. Remember when I peed all over your bathroom? I've been sitting down at your house ever since.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I sit in my house too. I don't stand anymore unless I'm in
Wait,
a
why'd you
urinal.
pee on the floor? You just panic?
Well, there was like an emergency, and you were running out. Everybody was running out, and I was like, I better pee because I don't know if we're gonna be back. And everyone was screaming at me like, Jay, 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 and I just went in and I pulled my pants down and.
And it was dark in the bathroom?
No, the lights were on. It was well lit. It just went everywhere.
Bro, that's such old fucking person shit. That's so weird.
Do you stay long on sitting down? You're not supposed to do that. You
No.
know? You don't sit there and read.
Every
right?
time I go to the bathroom for no matter what it is, I tell myself, I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy this one, and I'm gonna sit here as long as I can. Fucking shit you not.
What?
Every time I go, I'm like, I have my phone. I'm just gonna sit here, and I'm just kind of like gonna have a moment. But every time I fucking finish, I'm done. I gotta go. Like, why am I still sitting here? This is disgusting.
Right.
Right.
Do you ever get that? Are you ever like? Do you ever plan on making a bigger day at the bathroom and then it gets shorter? Why is that so funny?
You got an umbrella and a sunscreen, and magazines, a little picnic.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. Well, I sit in my car after I work out.
It is kind of the similar.
And I
like,
just sit there.
It is.
And
Kind
you know
of
what it is?
similar,
It's
like going
procrastination.
We're talking at the same time.
Sorry. I thought I was talking.
Just like battling, like who can finish the sentence.
Yeah,
It is
it's
procrastination.
been pretty kind of weird, but that's
It's like going to
for
the
my
beach,
thing with
like
me
when you pee.
is that I can't really sit down when I. Damn, Dad.
Another thing I was thinking about, super unrelated to peeing. Maybe you don't remember this, but Nat, do you remember this? Do you remember like when you would walk into a classroom and you were like a freshman in high school, but your teacher also taught like the senior class, and you'd walk in and you'd see things in the back of the classroom and you're like, oh my God, what is that? Or like maybe you'd be scared and the teacher would be like, oh, don't worry, that's for my physics class, 8th period.
Like,
and you'd be like, ooh, yeah. Like that. I don't know why, but that's such a random feeling.
Why wouldn't I experience that? I was a freshman once.
I know,
I've
but,
looked in on senior classes.
but every time I like reference anything from like high school or college days, you just like fucking have no idea what's going on.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you've never sat in a classroom.
It's because I forgot everything. I blacked it all out.
There you go. Speaking of high school, I remember David. Well, actually, I think this might have been like at the end of senior year, like the summer out of senior year. So everyone's like out partying, doing random stuff, right? And David never went to parties in high school in general. So
I didn't get invited.
you did get invited, but David wouldn't go anywhere unless John, Alex, and Mike could all go as well.
Oh yeah, that fucking bummed me out. Like I feel like I was on the cusp of like I was kind of like divergent. So like
You
so
just
like,
hung out with everybody.
Yeah, so like I hung out with like everybody, but like my friends wouldn't be invited to certain parties, and I was like, I'm not fucking
You were
going.
on the cusp of being cool.
Yes, yeah. Like definitely, no one would ever be like
Right
he's
there.
popular, but they'd be
Right.
like, when you ask about me, you'd go, I know David.
Yeah.
That's what you'd say. You go, yeah, I know. That's what you'd say, but you
What a
would.
horrible thing to say about that. I know. Send him around. What about him?
Can't come to the party with those fucking idiots. But yeah. So I wouldn't, and it was weird bringing 3 guys to a party. Like no one ever liked
Vernon
that.
Hills is you make it sound like it's like L.A.
No, they were.
You can't bring dudes to a party in
Well,
Vernon
that's
Hills.
like isn't that kind of like
That's
this-
just high school in general.
no
Yeah.
dudes, like
No.
too many dudes.
Unless you're like friends of the guys, like
Yeah.
no new dudes, no secondary friend groups of dudes can come in.
Right.
Like that's just fucked up.
If a dude is having a party, it's his guy friends and whatever girls they want to bring.
And trust me, if me, Alex, and John and Mike all went to a party, we'd throw that vibe off real quick. What happened there?
But I remember we went to this party and David was like, hey, you want to hang out tonight or whatever? And so I was like, sure. And he came over. I was literally in pajamas, like nothing, whatever. Just thought we were going to be like sitting in the cars, driving around the neighborhood, having a little good time. No, that's not what David had in mind. Like, he got some like text to go to some party in like bumblefuck nowhere.
Yeah, it was far.
And we pulled up to this party. We don't know a single person there. I don't even think you know the person that sent you the address, but we went. It was someone's birthday, and they were also going to the military. It was their going away party. And we showed up. I don't even think we knew
It was
anybody.
like in his basement, and it was like a high school party. It was like 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and like 20-year-olds. It was like the weirdest fucking mix.
And it started out totally normal. Everyone just hanging out in the basement, talking to people, whatever. And then his family comes down. There's a bunch of like little kids running around, like children, and there's people partying, like drinking alcohol, whatever. And I don't know how we found out, but then a couple minutes later or whatever, we found out that it was a trap house. Like this person's dad sold drugs out of this house.
So
like
it was the fucking best party you could ever go to.
And I was like, okay, David, like red flag, like, you know, we should go. And he's like, no, no,
that wasn't the red flag. The red flag was when the strippers walked in. This is the first time I've ever seen a stripper in my life.
Yeah,
like,
we're 18. We're like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't even know if we were 18. I think we were.
Oh, yeah, I was 17. Yeah, you're right, I was 17.
Like it was like all kids of all ages were at this fucking party. It was like Chuck E. Cheese, but with strippers. And yeah, these strippers just came down, and we're just like, what the? I've never fucking seen. I don't think I've ever seen boobs at this point. Right. Like this was like fucking big.
And then we're all a bunch of kids, and the strippers weren't getting paid. Like no one brought like singles with them to like pay the strippers.
Yeah, none of us knew the strippers. I would have stopped at the bank if I knew strippers were coming. 100%.
No one knew that there was gonna be strippers there. At least we didn't. And so the strippers were dancing for probably like 10 minutes, and they were like, "Fuck this" or whatever. And they went to the back room, and they're like, "We're not dancing anymore." So this person,
because no one was throwing money,
right? No one was
so they were
paying
pissed.
Them. Yeah, this is how they're gonna make money. And the dad comes out, who is this big, scary, like drug dealing man.
Yeah,
and he was like, nobody's fucking leaving this place until these strippers get paid. Everybody put your cash out right now.
And he closed the fucking door on us.
Locked us in the basement.
He locked us in the basement. He's like, someone's got to pay these fucking strippers. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And like, and there's like a little window that's like, you know, there's just like, Natalie,
that's
the way we got to get out. We got to crawl through that fucking window.